Hello and welcome to Clue.Labs. I am Inga Hunter. I'm the founder of Clue.Labs and I am literally so freaking excited that you're here. I wanted to do a video that's just kind of me and you, and I'll sit here and I'll talk you through the platform, how it works, how to get yourself set up. For a lot of people, something like Clue.Labs, well, actually for everybody, something like Clue.Labs is a totally new idea. It's a totally new way of thinking about social media. And so to get your head around it and how it works is really important so that you can get the most out of it. If you feel like you're ready to just kind of crack on, please do. And if you have any questions, just click the little question mark box and that will set up a support ticket that will often come straight to me. Email us in at hello@cluelabs.co.uk or find us on socials and just drop up a message. Any way that you want to get in touch, please do. But you've got a 14-day free trial to really have a go. And so I really want to make sure that you have a really good go. So let me talk you through. So Clue.Labs, as you're probably aware, because you're in it now, was set up because I was frigging fed of guesswork. I wish someone would just tell me what to post on social, but I don't want that to be a guess. I want it to be data backed. In the new discovery era of algorithms on social, we need to make sure, as business owners, as content creators, that every new post is either better or the same as the previous post so that we don't get downranked in the algorithms. And so Clue.Labs is designed around that idea. So let me share my screen. Once you get into Clue.Labs, this is the website and everything. Yours will look a little bit different to this because this is one this is mine. This is one that I've been using for a long time now. It's all kind of populated. But once you sign up to Clue.Labs, the first thing is that it's going to ask you to fill out your brand settings. So around this section here, you'll have a bit that pops up and it says things like tell us about your audience, or tell us about your tone, or how many times you want to post in a week. If you follow through those questions and fill them out, this is a really important part of getting going with Clue.Labs. This is what fills out your brand settings, which is located on the left, which you can edit at any time and you can have a look back on. But this is really important for your account because as much as we are pulling all of the data in from Instagram, learning all about you and trying to figure out how to help you grow, we still need your brand settings to make sure that anything that we suggest doesn't go off key. So it's not like the software has noticed that maybe your new house renovation content is working really well for awareness, but you're an accountant and it will just kind of blindly follow the house renovation content because it knows that it's just trying to chase awareness all the time. We don't want that. We want it to make sure we bounce back against brand settings every time to make sure that what we suggest to you is there to help you grow, but isn't just there to help you go in a random way. It's there to help you grow in a business focused way. So we need that. So when you're filling out this bit, which is in this kind of section, you'll probably see it on your screen right now. I need you to be as accurate as possible. Now, if you want to, for sure, use ChatGPT to fill that out. Like I did, I talk to ChatGPT every day. It knows me very well. And so as much as I can sit there and write it out, I do want ChatGPT to fill it out for me. So, that's what I use to fill that bit out. But make sure you're coming back to it because if let's say your brand settings don't sound like you, they sound a bit robotic, especially in the brand tone section, brand voice section, it will generate ideas that sound like that because that is how it's been written. So do write it in your own tone. Do make sure you go back through and check it, and make sure you pop your website in there as well. So there is a section because we do go to your website, have a look at that, pull back information from there, and set your posting frequency. The posting frequency is how many ideas you will get a week. And it's important to put in an amount that you yourself, will be able to keep up with realistically. Start with 3 or 4, grow it to 7. But for your 14-day free trial, go for it. Go for whatever you want. Okay, and once you've got that set up, it'll probably be also asking you for your brand connection. You can also navigate to the brand connections on the left here and see all of the ones that could possibly be connected to your account. Now, we are Instagram focused, but in order to get into your Instagram analytics, we have to go through Facebook. Facebook and Instagram are the same company, they're part of Meta. And in order to access Instagram analytics, we need to go through your Meta Advanced Analytics API. So when you press to connect your account, it will pop up with a Facebook login and then take you through to select your Instagram page, which is here, and you can make sure it's syncing. Mine was last synced last night. And once this is connected, this is when we start to draw down data and start to analyze it. If this section has gone a little bit weird for you, it's probably because your Facebook page and your Instagram account aren't connected behind the scenes. We've got a lot of support articles to go through this in our help center, which is down here. But if you just go through, check that connection, go to your Meta Business Suite, check that your Instagram account and your Facebook page are hooked up well. And if you have any other questions, just reach out to us and we can help. But once you've got that set up, you are clear to go. So let me give you a little bit of information about how Clue.Labs works from here out. Clue.Labs is built around a really simple concept of being able to give you your next best idea based upon the analysis of the patterns in your data previously. No human can analyze the amount of patterns that there are in your data, which is why I've set up software to do so. And everyone's pattern data is personalized to them, personalized to their audience. It's hyper personalized to you. So what we do, you connect in your account and we pull down your Instagram data. Once we've pulled down your Instagram data, we then analyze a lot of things. We analyze all of the likes, comments, saves, shares, all of the time people have spent on it, the way that people have interacted with it, whether they've then gone to visit your profile, whether they've clicked a link, whether they've written a short comment, a long comment, whether they've gone in your DMs, whether they watched it on stories. We analyze everything to do with your account and everything to do with your posts. Once we've analyzed that, we then place your content into 4 different buckets. Bucket number 1 is all about brand awareness, reach, video views. Bucket number 2 is all about audience, so it's all about non-follower views, people that turn into followers and shares. Bucket number 3 is all about engagement, so it's those likes, those comments, those saves. And bucket number 4 is all about conversion, so your profile visits, your link clicks, your email taps. So we pull in the data and it all gets placed into these buckets, and each post is analyzed to figure out which bucket it sits in, so that every single bucket holds posts that are really good for increasing that thing. We all wish we could grow everything on social with one post. We can't. Generally, you should have one post that's driving one key KPI. So that post might be driving more brand awareness, which is like total strangers into totally new accounts, or it could be designed to drive engagement, which is designed to get in front of your current community, or it could be designed to drive conversion, which means that you want kind of sales out of it, or it could be designed to drive new followers. Each piece of content can't do all these things, so we separate it into these 4 KPI buckets and keep them there for analysis. We then use that to figure out what works and what doesn't work to grow every single KPI. Now, it's worth noting here that the longer you are signed up to Clue.Labs, the more accurate and the more intelligent our suggestions become because of the more data we have to analyze for you. So once you've signed up straight away, we generally tend to draw down about 7 days of previous data and try our best to analyze it and give you what you need. And by the end of your 14-day free trial, it should have really gathered some momentum. But once you start to use Clue.Labs for 1-2 months, everything is centered around trying to get you to post less with higher outcomes based upon the analysis of your previous performance. So all that's happening in the background, and what we need to do next is generate a campaign. So when you've first got your thing set up, it might nudge you to create a campaign straight away, or you can navigate to the left to hit create campaigns. Now, here's a list of all the campaigns I've created. Everything I post on social now comes through Clue.Labs. But tap the create campaign toggle and give your campaign a name. So this is the first one you're doing. Like, it's totally up to you. You might decide to give it a date name, give it a specific name. A campaign is the kind of the time period or the sort of seasonal period of which you want posts created for. I'm just going to write example campaign because I'm showing you an example, but you can literally name it anything. And then you need to select your growth goal. So as we talked about, we have these 4 buckets, these 4 KPIs that you can drive with social. So this is a way of pointing the arrow at the bucket to analyze for content. So you can select one of these depending on what your goal is for this time period. So it might be that you're in a time where you really want to increase video views and impressions. And so you select the first one. You might be more interested in trying to drive new followers, so you'd select the second one. You might be more interested in building out your current community and increasing engagement, so you select the third one. Or you might be more interested in driving high intent sales, leads, bookings, profile visits, link clicks, so you'd select the fourth one. I, just for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm just going to select the third one. And now you need to set your campaign duration. So how long do you want these posts for? I always give myself a couple of days breathing space because I actually have to make the things, but I can select, the 7th to, let's say, the 21st. So a couple of weeks of content. I can input some key dates here. So if you do have anything coming up, like let's say a business birthday, you can pop it in here, or any special days of awareness. If, for example, it might be peanut butter day, and you celebrate Peanut Butter Day as part of your business or content, pop that in there. If there's nothing, you can also just skip this section. Now you need to pop in, this is the last thing we're going to ask for you. It's really low energy, low effort, but we just need to know what you're trying to achieve and what's kind of coming up for you. When it's what you're trying to achieve, we've already selected whether we're going to want more followers, more engagement, more views, more link clicks. Like we already know that from what our selection is already, so we don't need to reiterate that in this section. This section's more about trying to get to know what's going on in this time period. So I've selected the first 2 weeks of December. What kind of things might I want to talk about? And this is the same conversation you would probably have with a content coach or social media executive about, okay, what's the kind of things that we want to post here? Because as much as we look at the past posts and we look at your brand settings, we can't predict the future. So you do need to let us know a little bit about what you might want to talk about in the future. So it might be a lead up to Christmas sales. I might want to talk about the book that I have written and that is coming up soon. Whatever it is, pop it in there and click next and finish. Now it's going to take a few moments for it to populate your campaign because there is a lot of work going on behind the scenes here. It's got this data, it's pulled it in, it's analyzing. We have selected engagement, so it's pointing its analysis at the engagement pot of posts. It's going through those and figuring out what's worked best, what works least, and it's doing quite a few things here. So firstly, it's mapping the plan. So firstly, it's mapping the days and mapping the times that work best for engagement. It might be different for awareness, might be different for followers, might be different for conversion. So it's first mapping out the actual content plan, the timings and the days. So it's looking at that and mapping that out. The next thing that it's mapping out are formats. So it's looking in that pot and thinking, right, what are the best formats or what is the best pattern for formats to achieve this increase in engagement growth goal? And then it's plotting the formats that it wants to do. It's then going into each of the formats and figuring out, right, what's the visual style here that we need to replicate in what's the best performing visual style? What's the best performing hooks? What's the best performing keywords and context? What's the best performing captions here? What's the best performing video length? What's the best performing slide count for carousels? It's looking at every single thing that you could possibly think of to try and absolutely optimize that growth goal for you. And then looking at everything you've inputted about what's coming up, what you want this campaign to do, and creating every single post idea for you for that time period. So let's give it a couple minutes to make sure that it achieves what it needs, what it's set out to achieve. But we've got here, this is my example campaign. I want to increase consideration, which is engagement consideration. This is the date period of which I want it to happen. This is saying that the generation is in progress. These are the things that I want to achieve in this campaign. And I popped a couple of key dates in there. So while that is working, I'm going to do here's one I did earlier and show you a couple of ways that you can view these campaigns. So when you tap on campaigns, firstly, you'll get a list of every single campaign that you've made. You can delete campaigns that you don't want in there anymore. You can view the details of campaigns. I'll show you what they are in a moment. But this is a list of all the campaigns. You can also download CSVs so you can tick them off if you like as you go. The next one that you can view is a calendar view. So I like this calendar view, but this is a view for you to be able to sit and think like, right, this is this campaign that I'm working on. This is this post for that day on the 20th of November. I need to post this one. On the 17th, I need to post this one. On the 22nd, I need to post this one. Sorry, 21st. And so each of these is the layout of the campaigns. If I go back, I was working on a real lovely kind of awareness couple of weeks and then building my audience, then building my engagement. And you can see these are all the ways that I have created. There was a little bug here where it kept spitting out loads and loads at the end. It just gave me better ideas. It just gave me, not better, it gave me loads of ideas to use. So I don't mind. But yeah, each of these are the pieces of content that you need to create. The other way of viewing it is in this post ideas cabana board. So you've got your list of posts that you need to do here, and you can drag them across as they're in progress. You can also tap on these posts. You can write notes like make sure this is filmed in the office, for example, and you can change it from a to-do post to an in progress post. And then once you have posted it, we don't post it for you. We're not a scheduler. You have to post it yourself. I'll go through that in a moment. But once you have posted it, just to give you a little bit of behind the scenes tidy upness, I would, when move it over to posted or toggle it over to posted in post idea. And if you select which post it was and just save it, what that does is it ties up more learning for your memory agent in Clue.Labs. So here was the idea we gave you. Here was the actual post that I posted. Let's marry them together and learn from what you made out of what the suggestion was. So it's a way of attributing what you've suggested to the suggestion for us to be able to learn more about how you work. But if I navigate back to campaigns now, our example campaign should be done. Yay. So if we hover over, it took 3 minutes. Honestly, it's fine for the amount of work that it's doing. So once you've got that, this is where the fun bit is. Because all of your post ideas are done for you. So imagine you were sat with a human, right? And you were like, right, I need to create some posts from the 7th of December to the 21st of December. I want to increase my consideration, so increase my engagement in my account. This is what I want to talk about. There's a couple of key dates in here. Give me all the post ideas, right? This is exactly what this does. But every single post is optimized to drive that growth goal in the most efficient, optimized way. So we read through them. The first one that I have to create is you can see there's all down here. They're all listed, all listed. The first one here is a video post that I need to make on December the 7th at 10 o'clock. I don't need to make it then, I need to post it then. That is the best time for this post is to promote Clue.Labs as a Christmas gift for business growth using data-driven insights. Ooh, okay. So the theme is data-driven growth for Christmas. The visual style, bright and festive with a professional touch, incorporating Christmas elements subtly. Okay. My hook is going to be an open with a question about holiday business growth challenges. Okay. So I'm literally going to have to make this video like with this hook. The duration of this video has to be 60 seconds. I really struggled to keep 60 seconds, but that's what I have to do. And these are the talking points that I need to include in this video. So I need to discuss the importance of data, share a personal story about overcoming challenges, explain how Clue.Labs can help, and encourage audience to share their stories too. Here's the context, a little bit more in depth, and I can use this for my caption as well. So introduce the concept of data and growth as a Christmas gift to your business, highlight the benefits of using Clue.Labs for strategic content planning, include a personal anecdote, encourage audience to share their growth stories, and use hashtags related to business growth and Christmas, maintain a supportive and insightful tone. Fantastic. I know exactly what I need to post, but this is personally my favorite bit here is the reasoning and the expected engagement, because instead of just me, not even me, the technology telling you what to do, it's actually giving you reason. So video content is showing 35% higher engagement rate compared to static post. It leverages the festive season to introduce Clue.Labs, aligning with the campaign's consideration objective. And I have to expect between 5 to 6% engagement rate based on similar content performance. Cool. I've also got some repurpose ideas if I want to do those as well. Brilliant. I just need to make that and post it December the 7th at 10. The next one I need to make is an image post to reflect on business achievements and the role of Clue.Labs success. Post it on December the 8th at 2 o'clock. Here's the visual style. Use brand colours and birthday elements. Highlighting, celebrate our journey. I think because this one is the business birthday that I popped in December the 8th. Coming just up past it, yeah. And so context and caption, reasoning, expected engagement, 45% for that one. Carousel post, introduce the upcoming book, December the 9th at 6. Here, slide countdown. I need to make 5 slides. This is each slide, each bit that I need to incorporate on each slide, and the call to action, reasoning, expected engagement, and it goes on and on for every single post that I need to make to increase my engagement over that time period. Now, if there's anything that you really don't like, just tap the delete post button here and give us a reason. Once you give us a reason, it helps us understand why posts are being improved to improve our content generation. So if we know why you don't like something, you can teach everyone who signs up to Clue.Labs has their own memory agent. You can teach your memory agent what you don't like. So even though it thinks it will work, you can say, I don't like sharing personal things, for example, and delete it. And that will be logged in your back bit to make sure that it's something that it considers when it suggests things moving forwards. And that's it, my friends. you need to now go make this content, post it out, and just watch it grow. And the beautiful thing is that if you navigate to your dashboard at any time, you'll see your growth tracker here, which does take a moment to load because, again, there's a lot of data being gathered here. But this is your way of tracking how people move from seeing you, following you, engaging with you to converting. So these lines will help you spot which stages are climbing and which are dipping based on those 4 places. So you've got your awareness, your audience growth, your engagement growth, and your conversion growth. Conversion is always going to be the lowest. It just generally is on Instagram, but it helps you figure out which posts. So this one here, my conversion peaked a little. What it was this one that made my conversion grow. So it gives you a little bit of an insight. And also I can see here that I am most best at my blue line, which is my audience line. So I'm generally much better at growing new followers, new audience interest. And my worst, I would say, is aside from conversion, which everybody's conversion will be the least, but is probably the green one. So probably my awareness is dipping, definitely most recently. My awareness hasn't worked as well as my audience. So we have more things coming into Clue.Labs very soon to be able to help you just like pull out some of those insights to make you just see what's happening so that you don't just get the ideas, but you can get a little flavor for what's happening. But this is Clue.Labs. This is for you. This is for your, you to be able to never say to yourself again in your life, what should I post today? You don't ever have to say that again. It's here. And it's not just a guesswork, and it's not just some ChatGPT ideas, and it's not some random vibe test. It is hyper personalized, very intelligent, data backed ideas to give you your next best post idea so that you can compoundly grow all the time. Now, last thing to mention is that while you're in your 14-day trial, you could start your 14-day growth sprint. Now, the other thing to mention is that we've got customer dashboard here. So if you want to manage your settings, you can. There's not a lot to manage. Any of your brands, you want to manage them here. You want to invite people to help you manage your accounts. You can invite them here. If you have more than one brand, you can toggle between them by setting up more and adding brands in here. Every brand is the same price unless you have 3 plus brands. You're managing more than 3 brands, then we have different bundle offers for you. But each brand is its own plug into the APIs and own data pool. That's why it's 1 per brand. But everything is here. And if you have any questions, please either just tap on this little chat bot, use the help center here, or just reach out to us and ask me or any of the team that can get back to you with any questions that you've got. You'll also be receiving emails that will help you as you go through this kind of setup 14-day trial process. And I am just so pleased to have you. Clue.Labs is doing social media in this way is a completely new concept, and I know it's a little bit weird, and I know that it's a little bit strange to trust a machine, but for sure the machine can analyze more data than any human can and make really intelligent suggestions. And it gets better and better over time. The first few, sure, might be a little bit weird. You might look at them and think, I'm not sure, but trust me, trust the process, give it 14 days. The first few suggestions might be a bit weird and flat because it just doesn't know you as well as it could do. So the ones, even by the end of you using it for 14 days, will be much better than the ones you start with. And if you have any questions, just reach out. But thank you so much for being here. I am so chuffed. We're a new company. We've got lots of things on the horizon. If there's anything that you think, this would be cool, I wish that they could do this in Clue.Labs, please just let me know because we are in a full feature development mode right now. Have fun with it. Have a lovely day. And I am on the other side of any support requests that you have.